I'm Ray, and I like bad movies. I like bad TV shows. I just like bad stuff. I like watching bad things because I don't know why. I like them for all the wrong reasons, and I watch anything if there's a wrong reason to watch it. So there's a new Wonder Woman movie coming out. Did you guys know that? That's right. A new entry into the DC Universe cinematic universe film thing that they're kind of going to throw away half of it anyway. But they're keeping Wonder Woman, and Wonder Woman's pretty good. Hearing this, knowing this got me in such a Wonder Woman-y mood. So the next thing I asked myself, I was like, Ray, where can you get your next fix of Wonder Woman? There was the 1970s series, which was great for, its day. But no. I don't want that. I wanted something more recent, more 2011-ish, maybe more directed by Jeffrey Reinery, or maybe something with a screenplay that's a little bit more David E. Kelly-esque. I don't know. Where am I going to find that? You know what would be even better? If it starred Adriana Palicki. Palicki? I don't... That close enough. Now that is what I'm looking for. Where can I find that? Tell me where I can find that. I found it. Just in 2 seconds, I slapped my head. Boom! There it was. It was leaked on the internet way back in the day. Unfortunately, the version I have is kind of riddled with some artifacting and just bad quality. But I watched it. I watched the whole thing, and I want to talk to you about it. To the movie! Alright, so it opens with this kid, Willis, running home to his family in excitement. Looks like he has a college acceptance letter, and he announces to his family that he will actually be attending college this year. And they are ecstatic. Just then, he gets a case of the old eyeball bleeds. Another sharp cut to another scene where people are running. Looks like Diana's chasing down a baddie, and they're running through LA, hopping cars and stuff. Now, keep in mind, this was in 2011. I guess this is before they added flips and stuff to parkour. Suddenly, Wonder Woman gets hit by a car, which does almost nothing because she still easily keeps pace with this dude. So that was pointless. Eventually, she just lassos the dude's neck and incapacitates him. So then she, sticks a needle into the dude's neck and, pulls up blood? I don't know. It really isn't very clear. And then she's done with the dude, so she just slides him over to the cops like a cold drink. Why is that sidewalk so slippery? Wonder Woman then exits the scene in true superhero fashion. She walks away.
Over here.
So after all is said and done, Wonder Woman flies back to Themyscira Industries in her very visible jet. Yeah, in this version, Themyscira is the name of a company, not an island. Now, meanwhile, her business advisors are watching all the news reports that are littering the airwaves after her recent run-in. Here we get a glimpse at the many cameos that this pilot had. Is that Carrie Elwes? I suppose you've been in worse.
Do you like bubbles?
By the way, Wonder Woman is just one of Diana's alter egos in this pilot. She's got 3. We get to see Diana Themyscira, CEO/president of Themyscira Industries. Anyway, Diana wants to be Diana Prince now and doesn't like it here in her multi-billion-dollar skyscraper and would much rather retire for the night in her more humble, high-end LA apartment. But before that, she has to put her hair in a ponytail and put on glasses.
Hey, have you seen my glasses?
Holy shit. Is that Dr. Phil?
Bad, but let's face it, the girl is a little nuts.
Found him.
Diana decides to watch The Notebook with her cat, which makes her have flashbacks of a very important dinner she had with Steve Trevor before moving to LA. And of course, a superhero ain't a superhero without some romantic exposition. You get the generic,
I'm a superhero. I have to sacrifice my personal life for the greater gain.
but Diana, we were meant to be together.
No.
Oh, man. Back to the grind. Diana seems to be booked solid the next day with photo shoots and a meeting for her doll and random other businessy things. But Willis's mom pays a surprise visit. And, of course, Diana always has time for the people. I guess Diana was helping Willis's mom the whole time, tracking down the guy that sold Willis his performance enhancers. Turns out Diana figured out who's behind the whole thing. That's Veronica Cale. Looks like Miss Cale's supplement company has been illegally testing prototype drugs on young athletes. By the way, they're all from the ghetto.
6 teenage athletes, all from ghettos, by the way.
They couldn't have thrown like one white kid in there?
6 teenage athletes.
That's better.
That woman is responsible.
And here she finally explains why she stuck a needle in that dude's neck. I guess she wanted to test the parkour guy's blood for drugs, and the results conveniently aren't back yet. Of course, this doesn't stop Diana from calling Cale out anyway.
Trust me. If the law doesn't get you, I will.
Veronica Cale basically calls Diana out on her shit and basically tells the media that it's all bullshit and Diana just wants to sell her action figures.
This woman's an action figure. She's primarily in the business of being popular so she can sell her merchandise. And to be properly heroic, you need a villain.
Well, looks like today that's me.
She called me an action figure.
So despite all her efforts and her very obnoxiously arrogant presentation, she still doesn't have quite enough concrete evidence yet. Ada advises her to try to go for an easier mission than trying to expose the head of a drug company as a villain, and a loss like that could really affect the sale of her action figure. So basically exactly what the villain said before. Anyway, Diana has an action figure meeting to get to.
These breasts are ridiculous.
You've seen the flow charts. The lesser endowed models don't sell
I don't
nearly
care
as
about
well
the flow
as
charts.
I do. It's my job to care.
Well, you should care about
Especially
my
since the
being
merchandising
objectified,
goes to
Henry,
pay
to
for
the
crime
leisure
fighting.
sheets reflect
You
the
like your
message that
gadgets.
we send to
You
young
like your
girls. I
pencils.
never signed off on this
You were the one who designed
if
the
I had
form-fitting
seen it,
costume.
I
You
never
had
would
the
have done
idea
that.
of
I never said to
merchandise.
merchandise my tits.
Wonder Woman isn't vulgar.
Good meeting. Good meeting, guys. Can someone read the minutes? Okay. Let's try to humanize Diana a bit, guys.
Of course, Wonder Woman isn't vulgar.
Okay, that's a good thing.
Wonder Woman's perfect.
Perfect
tits, perfect ass, perfect teeth.
Seriously?
I mean, look at these teeth.
They're okay, I guess.
She always does everything right.
You're certainly not humble.
God forbid she make a mistake.
Somehow she's even less likable now.
It's not like we should expect the world to accept her being human.
After her meeting, she goes back to her office. Oh yeah, and also the test came back, and it turns out they're negative, which knocks Diana for a loop.
Drug results came back on the guy that I ran down last night. Negative. I can't catch her, Henry.
You seem wound a little tighter than cases tend to wind you.
Maybe it's that kids are involved. Young.
Okay, I guess the rest of that line was optional. So Sarah Robin of Nosy over here starts trying to pry into Diana's personal life, asking more about Steve Trevor.
Why'd you leave him? He never told me.
Looks like it's time for a little more romantic exposition. I guess this is supposed to be like the rest of the conversation.
I have to sacrifice my personal life for the greater gain, even if it makes the person I love feel like complete shit.
Oh man, again.
She's here.
Who?
Veronica Cale.
Veronica Cale surprises Diana with an impromptu visit, where she basically just threatens her.
Did you actually come here to threaten me in some way?
The pharmaceutical industry has Congress by the balls. And as I'm sure you can imagine, their balls come particularly easy to me.
What? Who wrote this shit?
So you plan to call all your Washington friends and sick them on us, is that it?
There are all sorts of evil forces to do battle with. I suggest you pick another one.
No need. I've got you.
You haven't got me at all. And it's killing you.
Diana then flies her opaque aircraft to a hospital to visit a recovering Willis, where he promises her that he will get better soon. In a very forced scene, complete with casual misquote.
You get yourself well. Can you do that for me, Willis?
Truth, justice, and the American way, right?
Shut up.
Sort of.
Oh my god, I'm in physical pain.
Take care, Willis.
It just so happens that the bald dude from the beginning of the pilot is in the very same hospital. What are the odds? So as Diana's making her rounds, she decides to go and interrogate the bastard, but this little cop tries to stop her.
I'm sorry, ma'am. My orders are to let nobody in. No exceptions.
Not even me.
Especially you.
Like my outfit, officer? This outfit opens doors for me. It's gonna open that one, isn't it?
What? Was that a threat? Or was she like trying to seduce him? This whole thing is just so fucking confusing. Oh, look! Another fucking character. Detective Ed. So Diana convinces Detective Ed to let her interrogate the guy.
Beat it.
All the while doing his lame-ass detective shtick.
The Justice Department is now asking some questions about whether you take marching orders from us.
I really don't care.
So there's this whole thing about the Justice Department and how they're, keeping tabs on them because they're a multi-billion-dollar corporation that's actually interfering with law enforcement. So Wonder Woman should kind of be walking on eggshells, but, she doesn't. She just kind of does whatever she wants.
All I need is 10 minutes with him.
I'll give you 5.
So Diana talks to the bald baddie, and she has this weird scene where she comes across like a fucking psychopath. This shit is derailing. She starts it off by scaring the shit out of him with her dollar store Christmas decoration of a prop.
Help! Help!
Don't do that. That bugs me. Certain sounds, they bug me. Cry of a baby, bark of a dog, snap of an arm.
So wait. Does Diana get violent with crying babies and barking dogs? She really can do whatever the fuck she wants, huh?
Tell me where the laboratory is.
So she learns that there's a secret lab harboring experimental super soldier experiments underground at Veronica Cale's company.
It's in Santa Clarita. I'll meet you there.
Whoa. I will question Mr. Oak when nice. See if I can get the information legally. In the meantime, you just cool your jet.
Diana heads back to HQ, but she gets a dinner request from the chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee. He happens to be a fan and happens to be very interested in her approach to law enforcement. This senator dude wants to question her on her methods in order to report back to his higher-ups.
And I thought, why not call America's #1 hero?
Anyway, this forker kisses her ass like everyone else she's met up with so far, complimenting her on her work with the LAPD.
Your work with the LAPD and the FBI is of immeasurable value.
I actually don't work with them at all. Our caseloads just sometimes coincide.
Oh. Any suggestions of what I might be able to tell my colleagues, Diana?
You could suggest that with the country in a double war, facing a double-dip recession and double-digit unemployment, they might have more important things to do than to probe my work habits.
As chairman of the Judiciary Committee, I have to ask a few official questions. Or I can't deduct our dinner.
Including the $700 bottle of wine.
Oh, good wine goes well with beautiful women.
Like Veronica Cale?
Be a big mistake to screw with me, Diana.
So, I think this whole scene was meant to demonstrate Diana's ability to politic, showing off some brain to go along with the brawn, but it was all written so superficially that it is entirely cringeworthy. So Diana goes back to the office to go over what happened at dinner when Ada gets a phone call.
Maybe this is him. This is Etta Candy.
You'll never guess who died. Here's a hint. It starts with a W, ends in an Ellis.
Willis Parks. He just passed away.
Truth, justice, and the American way, right?
Shut up, you're dead. So, Willis dies, and this sparks Diana to beeline Cale's company and search for the secret underground lab. Thankfully, she's got Detective Ed.
Di, you read me. Pick up, Di.
Yeah, Ed.
That's the take they went with?
As soon as you hit it becomes a crime scene, you can then legally move in.
Seriously? That's the take they went with. Why the fuck is this guy whispering? I don't understand. Oh my god, what the fuck is going on right now? Veronica is prepared for her arrival, though. So Diana goes up against these roided up meatheads who look like they just raided the clearance rack at a local Target's activewear section.
Deadly force begets deadly force. Our lawyers say we're entitled to respond in kind. We're in total lockdown, the doors are all steel enforced. It's not likely she's gonna make it past security.
She manages to make it past security and some steel reinforced nonsense that this doofus was talking about earlier.
I happen to be a big fan, but there's one of you and 20 of us.
I'm sorry, what? Wait, 20? 20, dude? I mean, hold on. Here is the widest shot of them so far. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You fucking added 10 more people to that? That's a 100% increase, dude. That's not doing much in your favor for the whole meathead thing. Anyway, bad math aside, Diana basically mops the floor with him. And to be completely honest, the choreography is not bad at all. The action is fast, jarring, and really conveys a sense of urgency, though there are plenty of inconsistencies, like her throwing all her weight into some punches and then leisurely kicking a fucking storage unit across the room. But that's kind of been this whole experience. Inconsistent. Finally, she makes her way into the hallway, where another short little fight sequence takes place. Then a security guard starts firing at her, so she throws a fucking pipe through his fucking neck. What the fuck, man? He was just a dude that worked there. He was doing his job. Anyway, murder aside, Veronica Cale and Wonder Woman proceed to have their big standoff. This is what this has all been building towards.
You are about to meet your equal, Wonder Woman. The American criminal justice system.
Want to feel my muscle?
And, well, that's over. I guess. Then she proceeds to walk into the first room she's near, and by chance, this is where they've been storing these quarantined patients. Anyway, these people are rushed to the nearest hospital. It was too late for Willis, who was exposed to the drug, only a fraction of the amount that these people were. But the question is, can these people still be helped?
Police say 14 people in all, most from third world countries, probably procured via an underground slave trade, were rescued.
Can they be helped?
Luckily for us,
Early word from the hospital is that they can.
Of fucking course they can. Why did I even question it?
Being taken into custody. You can see her right
So
there
Veronica
in
Cale is taken to jail. I'm seriously laughing because that rhymes.
the search of her premises and
So Veronica Cale is taken to jail, and Wonder Woman strolls into her company's lobby to her entire staff clapping for her. Because if there's one thing this pilot lacked, it was needless praise.
Everybody, back to work.
Anyway, needless praise aside, looks like there's no break for Wonder Woman. A lawyer was sent over from the Justice Department, and she has to see him.
I hate to say it, but the lawyer from the Justice Department, he's here.
Diana puts on her lawyer meeting robe and, oh shit, swerve! Turns out the lawyer is Steve Trevor.
Hey.
In case you didn't get that, let me make this clear. This is a shit swerve. I wasn't exclaiming out of actual surprise. This is complete shit.
So, they picked you to question me?
I got myself assigned.
So Stevie transferred here like 3 months ago and never got in contact with Diana. And needless to say, her super feelings are super hurt. Oh, and look at that. He's married now too.
Yeah, I got...
Married?
This successful CEO / indestructible superheroine has got it rough. After a long day, Diana Prince, right? This one is Diana Prince, right? Ponytail, bangs, right? Yeah, I'm sure of it. Retires home to her humble LA apartment to fill out her Facebook profile. And she realizes her only friend is her cat.
Rescued about a dozen people caught up in a steroid slave trade, beat up a small army of supersized bad guys. All in a day's work, I guess.
Must be nice to be invincible.
And here they try to humanize Diana once again while her perfect eyes well up with perfect tears, as she perfectly reflects on the fact that she'll never have that perfectly normal life that she wants, which is completely nerfed by the rest of this perfect pile of garbage. In the end, she is just completely untouchable, thus imploding any potential for her character to become relatable at all. She can do no wrong, or at least be penalized for it. This was an absolute chore to get through. Honestly, it was so hard to watch. Now, as bad as this was, I am not knocking Paliki. I know, she's a big nerd, and I respect that. She even said she was so nervous reading with Elvis, even stating that Wesley from The Princess Bride was once the love of her life. And she stated that she felt a lot of pressure playing this part. But keep in mind, in no part do I blame any actor in this pilot that spoke at an audible level that I didn't have to fiddle with in post so you could hear him. This also filmed the same year Smallville ended its 10-season run, meaning that this pilot had a lot to live up to. Whether or not you're a Smallville fan, it was one of the company's staples at the time. This also happened shortly before the Marvel comic book movie renaissance that happened, headed up by the Avengers movies. So, was timing an issue? Nope, definitely not. Definitely a script and direction thing. So, unfortunately, in Hollywood, pilots are greenlit, produced, and scrapped without a second thought. And unfortunately, I think it's pretty evident why this one wasn't picked up. I know I made fun of this for common superhero tropes found in even the best superhero stories today. You're talking to a Smallville fan here, and it's full of them. But this plot never charms you into their universe, thus never giving you the opportunity to suspend your disbelief. I mean, they just made the villain look like a complete bitch, despite her performance probably being one of the best in the cast. Aside from this guy, of course. You just can't teach that. Diana is portrayed like a spoiled child who literally just rolls her eyes at the rules, which makes her look uncompromising and sucks up any potential for likability.
I really don't care.
We're talking about a completely convenience-heavy plot that caves under the weight of its own absurdity. And when it's not crumbling under its own absurdity, well, it just contradicts itself. One second, Diana's preaching about not over-sexualizing herself. The next, she's seduced threatening a cop? By the way, is Themyscira Industries supposed to be a toy company? Because if so, is that really a cool toy logo? You know what, it doesn't matter. One second we're preaching about Diana's strength as a strong, independent woman. The next she is completely disheveled that her ex married someone else. There was never any evidence of the risk associated with their relationship. I'm sure if there were any risks, she'd probably just roll her eyes at it and then throw a fucking pipe through its neck. Somehow, I think no matter who you are, watching this, you'll probably end up rolling your eyes even more than the hero. Makes you wonder if they really wanted this to be picked up. At this point, all I can do is thank you for watching. Thank you for sitting this out. Yeah, I don't know why that's on in the background. I just needed something. I know that has nothing to do with Wonder Woman. It's just an arcade game. I really do appreciate it. By the way, you can do a little subscribe-y here. And you could actually watch more videos over here. Over here, you can watch more videos. I got other kinds of videos if you want to watch those. They're not bad. And if you watch them, that'd be great.